Hello children, welcome back to your literature class of Standard 3. Hope you all are fine and healthy. Hope you all are doing all your assignments properly on time. Okay children, if I ask you that can you count the number of plants in your garden? I'm sure that your answer will be yes. But if I ask you that can you count the number of crows in your city or town or village, you would say it is very difficult, it is next to impossible. Now, why it is difficult to count the number of crows? It is because all the crows they look similar and they keep flying. And if we start counting them, it will be very difficult to make out that which crow we have already counted and which crows are left to be counted. Today we will do a story and the name of the story is How Many Crows? In this story, we will see that how Birbal counted the number of crows in his city Agra. There are many famous stories about the cleverness of Birbal and this story is one of them. And the name is How Many Crows? So let's read the story. Chapter 8. How Many Crows? In his hall called the Diwani Khas at the fort in Agra, Emperor Akbar met his special courtiers and the highest nobles to discuss important matters about his empire. Sometimes the emperor liked to discuss other things as well, such as where the best melons come from or why all sea water is salty. The emperor enjoyed learning new things. Often he liked to ask questions which his courtiers thought were too difficult to answer. To Emperor Akbar's delight, Birbal, his clever minister, always had an answer, no matter how strange or difficult the question was. One morning, the emperor took his seat on the throne in the Diwani Khas and demanded, "Tell me at once, how many crows are there in all of Agra? It is important that I have this information immediately." The courtiers looked at each other in alarm. What were they to do? Some nobles had an idea of how many elephants there were in the city. Many nobles knew more or less how many horses were there. One man had even kept track of how many peacocks there were, but crows? At the fort in Agra, Akbar had a hall and the name of hall was Diwane Khas, where he used to meet his special courtiers and the highest nobles. Courtiers are the people who are part of a court of a king or queen, and nobles are the rich people, people from rich and important families. Both these kind of people, they used to
help in taking decisions regarding the empire. Okay, so Akbar used to meet his special courtiers and highest nobles in his hall called Diwane Khas to discuss on important matters about his empire. Now, what is empire? Empire is a group of countries ruled by one person. So, Akbar was a ruler who used to rule a group of countries, and that group of country was called empire. Apart from discussing on important matters, Emperor Akbar also liked to discuss other things, other general things like where the best melons came from or why the sea water is salty. It is because he enjoyed learning new things. Emperor Akbar, he enjoyed learning new things. And often he liked to ask such questions which his courtiers thought were very difficult to answer. They did not get the answer to his questions. But there was a clever minister called Birbal in Akbar's court who always used to please Akbar with his answers because he always had an answer no matter how strange or difficult the question was. One morning, the emperor took his seat on the throne in the Diwane Khas. Now, what is throne? Throne is a special chair where only the king or the queen sits. So, one morning, Emperor Akbar he took his seat and demanded. He said firmly, "Tell me at once, how many crows are there in all of Agra?" He wanted to know the number of crows, total number of crows in Agra, and he wanted the information immediately. The courtiers looked at each other in alarm. They looked at each other in fear because they did not know what to do. Some nobles had an idea of how many elephants there were in the city. Many nobles also knew more or less how many horses there were in the city. One man had even kept track. Kept track means had information about the number of peacocks there were in the city. But about crows, nobody had idea. So they all were in fear.
Courtiers tried to hide behind their friends. A few courtiers began to look up at the sky, wondering if they could make a quick count of all the crows they could see and guess the total. Only Birbal remained calm and smiling. Jahan Panah, he said after a few minutes. There are exactly 10,666 crows in all of Agra. Oh, said Emperor Akbar smiling, you shall not bluff your way out of this one, Birbal, my friend. We shall have a proper count to see if you are right. What if there are less than 10,666 crows? Then they have gone to visit their friends and relatives in Delhi. Huzur, Birbal replied. If there are more, it is possible that their friends and relatives from Delhi and elsewhere may have come to pay them a visit. But I am absolutely sure that there are exactly 10,666 crores in Agra. Birbal, there is no one as clever as you, Emperor Akbar said as he burst out laughing. Now let us talk about more important matters. Now, children, I'll explain these paragraphs.
As the courtiers did not have the answer to Emperor's question, they tried to hide behind their friends. Some of them they tried to hide behind their friends. A few courtiers began to look up at the sky. They were curious if they could make a quick count of all the crows they could see and guess the total number of crows in all of Agra. So these were the reactions of other courtiers. Only Birbal remained calm. He remained quiet. He was not excited or afraid of Akbar's question, and he was smiling. After a few minutes, he said, Jahapana, there are exactly 10,666 crores in all of Agra. Listening to his reply, Emperor Akbar smiled and told Birbal that he shall not bluff his way out of this one. Bluff his way means in order to succeed in dealing with a difficult situation, he should not make other people believe something which was not true. Emperor Akbar told that in order to find out that whether his counting was right, they all will have a proper count of the number of crows. He asked Birbal, what if there were less than 10,666 crows? To this question of Akbar, Birbal replied that if there were less than 10,666 crores, then they have gone to visit their friends and relatives in Delhi, Huzur. And if there were more than 10,666 crores, it was possible that their friends and relatives from Delhi or elsewhere might have come to pay them a visit. But I am absolutely sure that there are exactly 10,666 crores in Agra. Listening to Birbal's reply, Emperor Akbar burst out laughing. He started laughing uncontrollably and said that Birbal, there is no one as clever as you. So, children, this is how Birbal used to answer all the strange and difficult questions. He was never afraid of any type of question. He always remained calm, and it was all because of his presence of mind and his cleverness. So, today we will stop here. This chapter is over. Read the chapter nicely two, three times with correct pronunciation of the words. Okay, children, stay safe, take care, bye.